But let me tell you what I can help you do. And I have been through life and not knowing who I was, but if I can inspire you, and I prefer to use the word inspire rather than motivate, and the reason is that motivation can last for maybe 20 minutes or so, whereas if I'm able to inspire you, then that, for me, and my thought process, includes a call to action. And if you leave here with a call to action, then very possibly that's something that's going to last for a while. What is your passion? Do you have a deep-rooted passion? That's something that you want to achieve. It's just it's a calling, if you will, that you feel that this is why I'm here. This is what I'm about. This is me. If that translates to a passion, I can promise you I can work with you on that. I can help you develop that passion. Do you know your purpose? And that goes along with a calling or your passion, but do you know what your real purpose is? There are a lot of things that make up a purpose. It is partly your personality. There are strengths that you have. It's a part of your environment. It's what keeps you going. Do you know why you are doing what you do, and do you know how you want to get there? Let me tell you just very briefly that hope is not a strategy, but having a dream that is motivational to you, one that is realistic, and you know how you're going to achieve that dream. That, when you combine that with passion and your why, I can almost assure you, you're going to get to where you want to go. I became obsessed with wanting to fly. I started my life on a dairy farm in western Maryland, and that was definitely, that formed my work ethic. And a part of that ethic was you never give up on whatever it is you want to pursue. And I was very fortunate to be able to be selected to the F-4, which at the time was my dream aircraft. Nothing else would have satisfied me. But there was an obsession to just, you bear down, you focus on what it is you want. And I just felt that if I did that effectively, I'll be able to achieve what it is I want, and it worked out that way. Now, I want to transition to a life story that in latter part of May of 2018, my wife and I had just come back from an Alaskan cruise, and we were going to spend a day in Vancouver, Canada, which we did. And we thought, let's just do a bit of sightseeing. And so we just drove around a little bit. And it turned out that we're in a little coastal town that was under construction. And I needed to go to the bathroom. So they had a row of about a dozen porta potties. And I went to one of those and finished my work. And right then I heard a kerplunk splash. And I'm thinking, oh my, that doesn't sound good. So I reached down. Nope, my cell phone's not there. I thought, all right, now I have a choice. Do I leave the cell phone where it is, or do I, as I have done in the past, you never quit. You never give up. You think of ways, okay, of somehow I'm going to find that cell phone. Now I'm wondering, all right, if I'm going to go diving into what is the blue goo, if you're familiar with porta potties, the blue goo, that's what was there. And so I think, okay, I'm not interested in putting my bare hand down inside. So I thought, if I had a pair of tongs or something, just like the tongs where you pick up trash along the highway, that may be the perfect thing. Well, I walk up and down the street looking for a store just to see if there's anything there. I can't find anything nobody would have these kind of tongs. So I just happened to see a truck. She said, you're welcome to have these if you want. I said, well, this is what I need to do. She said, that's okay. I said, well, I'll return them to you. He said, oh, don't even think about returning those things to me. So I said, okay, now the blue gloves. Now my thought is, I don't know how deep that blue goo is. So now I'm thinking, I've got to have something, that these pinchers or something. So I walk into a museum. No other place seemed to be a type place where you'd find these kind of, even have a hope of finding something. And talk with the lady, and I was quite honest, I was embarrassed, but I said, this is what I need to do. If I could, if there were tongs, anything that may help me reach in, he says, oh yeah, come on back to my kitchen. And how about these food tongs? These are the aluminum type food tongs you squeeze, you pick up salad and so forth. I said, oh my goodness, if you're willing to let me use this, okay, I will try. So I went back out to the porta potty, and as fate would have it, someone was using it. There are 9 to 12 porta potties, and only one's being used, and it's the one. I thought, oh gosh, man. So I stay a far enough distance away so that nobody can hopefully correlate the fact that I'm waiting to go into that one. The guy finally leaves and gets out of sight, so I go in, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, how do I do this? I'm taking these tweezers, the tongs, going through the blue goo, hoping maybe I can find the cell phone. It took me 8 to 10 minutes of going back and forth, and I don't want to be too graphic about this, but I did have to go back and forth until eventually I said, that must be it. And so I am trying to grab the cell phones with these salad tongs. After about 8 to 10 minutes, I eventually got the squeeze on the cell phone. I pulled it up out of the blue goo. Yes, it had toilet paper and stuff on it. So I thought, okay, let me try to clean this off. So after doing my job, I slowly, sheepishly got out of the porta potty. And so now I'm thinking I need to return these tongs to the lady in the kitchen at the museum. So I very sheepishly go over and thank her for what she helped me do. Thankfully, she was working with another customer. She apparently wasn't thinking at all where I had been with these salad tongs. So I took them in the kitchen, I cleaned them off, and did the best I could to clean the cell phone off by just rinsing it in water and so forth. So I thanked her, and she still, I don't think, caught on that I'm the guy and did what I just did. So here I am with a wet cell phone. Marty my wife was in the car, and she had been there, I'm guessing 15, 20 minutes, just wondering, I'm sure, where I was. By the time I got to the car, I explained to her what I had done. And now I'm thinking, if I can dry this cell phone, how could I do that? Not being very impressed with my thought process, I thought, how about if I stick this cell phone in the vent on the passenger side where my wife was? Well, I know for about a half second she's going to weigh the benefit of that. Can this guy eventually get his cell phone back? And she's thinking, okay, I will do this. Well, I turned the blower on and trying the best I can to blow the cell phone out. And all she could say is, it stinks so bad. And so the shorter version of the story is the cell phone did not work. Various people told me just pack it in rice and the like. That didn't work. Nothing worked with the cell phone. I ended up getting a new one. Everything transferred over okay. Now that I've gone through this story, I would love to be behind you at let's say a picnic lunch where the salad has these tongs, and if I would like to just kind of crawl in your mind to wonder if you're thinking, oh my gosh, are these the ones?